Good morning, Angel.
Morning, Chris. How are you guys doing?
We're doing
Okay.
pretty good. Other than they just killed Liberation yesterday, and in an offhanded way during a press conference, we find out with a couple sentences from the Gov that no parade,
No carnival.
no carnival, no liberation.
Yes, we actually had met with the governor back in February before COVID-19 came upon us, and at that meeting we already decided that the administration would take care of the carnival and the parade, and the mayor's council would take care of the queens and raffle and the memorials. But since COVID-19 came, we haven't met, nor we have sat down to plan anything. And so yesterday, we were not totally surprised. I mean, we're just how many weeks away from making it happen. We should have been planning this a long time ago, and nothing has happened. So we feel that even if we were going to have some vendors won't come out, people will probably be afraid to come down on the parade route. It's a whole lot. This whole COVID-19 has just thrown a wrench to everybody, not just here in Walmart. I mean, Saipan has already canceled their 4th of July, and many 4th of Julys are also canceled in the States. So, like I said, it wasn't a surprise. But we're going to have to, of course, we're going to still remember that day. I mean, we can't forget our ancestors and those that sacrificed for our freedom. So I was even thinking out loud yesterday. I said, I know KUAM has clips of every parade since we started, and then PBS and some other entities, and maybe we can just get some sponsors together and get a clip of every year's parades back then, and people sit in their homes from their couch and watch, and maybe a small barbecue in the back of their homes. And when they look at these clips, and maybe some of them will recognize, hey, that's me when
that's me when I was skinny.
Yeah. Right?
But yeah, you're
That
right.
was
You
me when
don't
I
you
was
don't need a
skinny.
parade
Yeah,
and
That's
a
Sabrina when she was still,
Hey,
100
she's
pounds.
Easy there, Angel.
Yeah, but like I said, maybe we can do something like that. We just
Right.
get sponsors together and maybe do a 2-hour show. People sit down and reminisce and think about the years gone past. I mean, we all have to still have hope, and we do. It's just that is it going to be gone sooner than expected, or is it going to just keep on coming? I mean, we were also thinking about why don't we do it maybe for a Thanksgiving parade? Just thank the Lord and thank everybody for
Thank the quarantine
what
shepherds.
we're done. But then we're thinking again that there's going to be a second wave. It's going to be around that time. So I think maybe it's gone for this year, unfortunately.
Yeah.
How's that make you feel, Angel?
Sad. I mean, I've been doing this stuff since Lagrimas Aflagui's time, since back in Governor Joe Ada's time, and this will be the first year that I won't be walking that parade route or even getting people together to do a carnival. So, yeah.
What about the memorials? Are those also going to be canceled?
Well, really, it depends on the governor's declaration. Her she may have lifted some restrictions, but she still says 10 people or less. And memorials, bring a lot of people out because they're there to have a kind of a sort of reunion. People that are still alive from back in 1944 and prior, and so it's going to be very difficult for us to even put that together. But
Right.
we leave that up
can't
to
really have all the NUMCO go to the memorial sites, and because that's
Right,
really what
right.
it's why they have it is to honor them. So.
Yes.
I mean, good thing we had a super big celebration last year. I mean, it doesn't make up for not having one this year, but
I know.
I remember we had
Can
the
you
big.
imagine if it was this happened last year?
Oh,
Oh
man.
my goodness.
Oh well, but
It is what it is, Angel.
That's all in God's plan. So we'll see what happens. Yes, well, it is what it is right now, and hopefully, I mean, we still stay safe. I mean, like I mentioned, we've lost a lot of lives in the war for our freedom. I mean, even as much as I would want to have a parade or celebrate it, I wouldn't want to put people up to probably getting infected just
Right.
because they want to
Right.
celebrate
Of course.
the liberation.
Angel, can you speak up just a little? Sorry.
And we have plenty of videos, plenty of things that we
yeah,
can do on our end.
maybe we can
so.
talk to you about that. And, and we can do something and put it together and do just a big 1 hour, 2 hour show and just celebrate our July 21st.
Okay.
Sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What else you guys got going on, Angel? As we, in P-Corps 2 now, I'm pretty sure the mayor's, with little fanfare because you guys aren't really out there tooting your own horns. But you guys have you started offering some services? How has the P-Corps 2 declaration affected operations at our village mayor's offices?
Oh, actually, it made no difference because even in P-Corps 1, we were still out there doing the services. Our senior centers have been closed, our adult daycare centers have been closed, but we still feed the Manamco Monday to Friday and deliver the food. And the mayors and their staff also assist in delivering food from GDOE to people that don't have any transportation. So, yeah, our people have still been working, although we've been closed. And mayor's offices are now being inundated by people requesting all kinds of, mayor's verification for all these programs that are ongoing now. So, yeah, it's an endless task, but they still do it.
I'm surprised that the Mayor's Council of Guam doesn't hold their own Zoom press conference just to update the community on what you guys are doing.
Actually, Mayor Savaras and President and I have been talking about it. We want to start getting back into the norm of having some meetings, even just for the council, and then, like you say, to update the community. But you'll probably see something happen here in a week or so.
All right, let me know.
Good.
We will.
How are you guys going to institute the social distancing? Is it just going to be full-on Zoom, Angel, or is that part of the conversation?
It'll probably be, the full-on Zoom, because we'll probably have the officers here, and then all the other mayors can chime in through Zoom.
Okay, that's exciting because, every meeting that I've been to at the Mayor's Council, for the Mayor's Council of Guam, you get a lot of information.
Sabrina loves the Mayor's Council meetings. Hey, Angel, she'll send me down there and it's like, you're coming back with 20 stories. And you see it, I'm like, no, Angel, can I get
It's lunch. It's true. Because every mayor that's there, they share what's happening in their community and they express concerns about certain things. And, there's always this exchange of ideas. And, in this pandemic crisis, we didn't get a chance to hear a lot from mayors. I'm talking about in official press conferences.
Right.
We've reached out to them individually.
Of course.
They're out there.
Yeah, and you're right. We know you guys are out there. And so that's why I think with this show, we're so glad to be able to hear from you guys.
Amen.
And maybe it'd be good you call them up individually and let them
we do.
Yeah.
We do. Yeah.
I know you have some of them on before, but yeah.
So thanks. I can't wait for you guys to start the Zoom council meetings.
Yeah, and then we'll invite you guys, and then this may be a time that you guys can ask questions.
Yeah.
Nice. Angel, we're going to, a little bit to close the show, we're going to talk about some donations that were made to the UMATIC mayor's office for some of the villagers there. But just, I know things. Village to village is the need for assistance for the residents. Is it still a big need? Because to hear that UMATIC, which is a small, tight-knit village where everybody's related to everybody, to hear that they're struggling and that they had residents there who needed donations of food and whatnot, kind of was a wake-up call. And to have it happen so late in the game when part of what you're hearing is stimulus.
I know. I mean, every village has a need. I mean, there's residents up to now that still call the mayor's office to see what kind of assistance they can get. And even here in Agatna, who, we always joke that he only has 2 residents on weekends, because everybody's gone. They went back to their own homes while they're working for the government. But even in Agatna, imagine they call asking for whatever. And I know that the mayor of Agatna has given out, I think, over 150 bags of food donations that were given by.
Wow.
So every village has involved itself in helping the community, giving out food. And there's still some people that have not received this stimulus. I mean, I have people.
Yeah, you're talking to two of them.
Yeah, my staff here goes, I haven't gotten my check, and what happened to it? I said, I don't know. If you filed in 2018, you're probably one of those that are on delay because they're doing everybody that filed for 2019 first, and even those on Social Security or disabilities and veterans disabilities, they still haven't gotten their stimulus either. So yes, the people are hurting, and they're so whatever little help we get, whatever little help communities, former Senator Frank Blas and his group came out and did a big thing in Rigo, in Barrigada and Second Besita and Agate, and all those food donations, and we still have, they're still coming in. There's other requests now that people are asking now for diapers and this other stuff, for babies and milk and things like that. So it's kind of different needs, but we still try to help in some way.
Thank you for that. It's so important that you guys are still trying to help, because I feel like the administration has turned the page already and they're just moving on. So it's good to know that you guys have your eyes on that.
And the reality is, these stimulus checks, it's a one and done.
That's it.
Type of deal until Congress.
One and gone.
One and gone, and then we still have to wait for the FPUC and the PUA, until that comes out. You're still going to see people out there suffering.
Yes.
I mean, the economy, that's a whole nother issue. I mean, as long as the economy sucks, until we fully recover, there's still going to be people out there that are going to need help.
Bree and Chris and myself, those of us that can, we still try to help whenever we can, however we can. So, when I wake up in the morning, I thank God that I'm still alive. I just ask Him to give me the energy to be able to get these 26 mayors and vice mayors and all these constituents together and be able to continue to provide them some kind of leadership, because I know the mayors, they've got all kinds of things on their mind.
Right.
We got a call this morning right here in the office, a lady asking whether or not there's a way we can, do her mayor's verification for residing in a container. And she goes, I need my SNAP and I need, this, but they won't give me anything until I tell them where I'm staying. And she said she's staying in a container. And one of the policies, if you want a verification, you need a residence or an address, or if you're renting or leasing, you need a lease document, things like that.
Right.
But what do I say to a person like that? All I have is a container. I'm living in a container. I don't even know what the address of this road is. And so we're going to have to go physically out there and see and make sure that, but we're not going to let her by the wayside. We're going to help her as much as we can.
Well, thank you for that, Angel.
Okay, well, thank you, too. Thank you guys for, giving the public the information.
Yeah, thanks for raining on our Liberation Day parade.
Well, all of us.
Yeah. Well, next year, let's come back. We got a little
I'll be in touch with you.
Yeah, like I said, if we can do that thing for this year's Liberation, even one small thing to let people just remember.
Amen.
Our people before us.
And Lieutenant Governor Josh was on the show, and he committed to us that what? It was a commitment that we got from Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio.
You really want that Easter holiday.
We're going to redo Easter after the COVID. So maybe we could do something with Liberation. I'll find out, okay?
All right. You let me know.
I will, Angel. Thank you.
You guys take care, okay?
Wash your hands. All right. Yep. Hey, kudos to the mayors. Man, they're doing it. Good morning.